A video I posted 3 days ago about Rufai USENI and David Umahi, when Rufai USENI of Arise TV is asking David Umahi, the Minister of Works, question about the Coasta Highway project. So Makinde, the governor of OYO State, has joined in the drama too. Has joined in the drama. Of course, let me just post the video of just a brief of it, of what the questions Rufai USENI asked David Umahi about the Coastal Highway project. But if you have watched it before, you can just skip. So Makinde has actually joined in the drama by equally asking the same thing and providing certain answers. So just watch that, and after which we're going to look at what Makinde said.
Minister, after you had gone to report me in front of President Tinubu and said all sorts, anyway, I'm not beholden to you. My job is accountability.
You're too small for me to report you to the president.
No, but they are empiric.
You're too small.
Minister, let me speak. Minister, let me speak. My question still persists as regards the cost per kilometer. You cannot tell me that we don't have a right to know the cost per kilometer. Even if it's an undulating landscape, give us all the facts and the details of the cost per kilometer. That's all we'll ask for. Other questions as regards the loans.
It's 750 kilometers of Coastal Highway. We should tell you cost per kilometer, so you multiply by 750. That's nonsensical.
No, so tell me the cost per kilometer. There's nothing too hard for you to tell me that figure. You've not still told me that figure, so I was right on that point. The second point,
because you don't understand anything.
The second point I'm trying to make is
you don't understand anything. I'm a professor in this field.
Okay.
You don't understand anything.
What university gave you professorship in this field?
You cannot ask me to tell you a cost.
What university gave you professorship in engineering?
It's asking me how much per kilometer. This 100 kilometers has not been designed. There has not been a soil report on it, and so why are you asking me, is it to name a child, or to do a birthday for a child that is still in the belly of a mother? That's what he says. So and he's doing it. What is the cost per kilometer? What is the cost per kilometer? Listen, in this kind of project, you are not dealing with a cost per kilometer. You can't say this is an average cost per kilometer. So I'm teaching you English now. You can talk about an average cost per kilometer, because every 1 kilometer is different in cost from the other kilometer. So
if you pay attention to this video, you would realize that I think Rufai USENI has not been any offensive. He was just asking a tough question, like tough question kind of thing. But here is the reply. Just heard what so if you pay attention to this video, you realize that Rufai USENI was not actually offensive or being somehow, off the record. It was just asking tough questions, like tough questions. These are questions that a lot of journalists will just be dribbling around. But he just decided, let me just ask this question. These are common questions I should ask. And he just asked all these questions. And the governor of OYO State, there is Makinde, has decided to just respond to this question and join Rufai USENI in asking the same question. That these are straightforward questions that you need. That is just A is for apple, like if you are still in primary school or in nursery school. So watch Makinde responding and asking the same question too.
It was awarded for 10 billion naira, 65 kilometers at that particular time. It's a very simple translation. 65 divided by 10 billion, that's something like 153 million a kilometer. How would they ask a minister, so how much is the coastal road? And then you're dancing around, going to say, no, next kilometer is different from next kilometer. Yeah, what is the average cost? When we did OYO to, it was about 9.9, almost 10 billion as well, but this time around 34 or 35 kilometers. Average cost 238 million per kilometer. When we did OYO, it's saying to Ogbomoso, 76 kilometers, was about 43 billion. Average cost almost 500 and something, maybe 500 million per kilometer. And we have 2 bridges one over Ogun River, and then one at Ogbomoso end. So it's nothing. And
these are questions that ordinary David Umahi should have answered. These are straightforward questions. Okay, you have even said, you know, in that video, it was like, okay, you shouldn't be asking what is the cost per kilometer. You should ask what is the average cost of all kilometer, average cost per kilometer, right? Like you combine all the kilometer and you just ask question. And this is exactly what David Umahi should have just said. It's as simple as that, you know, as professor that he is. But surprisingly, some group, they tag themselves consigned youths for distinguished senator and engineer David Umahi. That's what they tag themselves as. So they came out and protest. So they protest in favor of David Umahi, and that they are demanding an apology. They are demanding an apology from Rufai USENI. So just watch the video. Let me show you the video.
That young man, Rufai USENI, had the effrontery in his nerve, the stimulating force, the guts to ask David Umahi to keep quiet. Who gave him told him to keep quiet in the face of the whole world? As if that was not enough, he accused him of reporting him to Mr. President. Who is Rufai, for God's sake? For them, with all the time he's spending from state to state, from local government to local government, all the nooks and crannies of this nation, making sure that those are done according to stipulation. So you will have time to go and be discussing small Rufai with Mr. President. As if that was not enough, let me understand that. We are gathered here to make a demand. A demand, firstly, that Rufai USENI of Arise Television and Arise Television as an organization, they are given 24 hours to tender no reserve apology to our God-given leader. He is the father of the governor of Ebonyi State.
You see, this kind of group or type of youths, they are very common. Politicians, you know, politicians had equipped themselves in such that they have equipped themselves in such that they can always take care of every situation. Yes. You know, politicians now have data boys, those ones that are always constantly being online, posting beautiful things about the politicians. Every beautiful things, you never heard anything bad. Those people are under the pay of politicians to post beautiful things about the politicians. And some group of people are just there, like they can take care of all this kind of protests. So I will not be surprised when those kind of people will come out and be shouting, we demand an apology. Ooh, somebody's asking question on your behalf and you are saying you demand an apology. Of course, maybe they give them 1 or 2 naira. It's most likely the case. 1 or 2 naira just come out and just protest, as to make the politician feel like, he has a ground, he done wonderful well. You understand? This kind of thing. But one thing they forget, is they forget the fact that January will start getting serious by January. I think the new tax reform now will be effected by January, right? So, you know, many Nigerians don't actually pay tax. So when somebody is asking question regarding what touches him, what affects ordinary Nigerians like taxpayers, this is why people like this will come out, because they feel that they don't feel the impact. They don't feel any direct impact that, okay, I'm paying tax and this person is not giving me a clear explanation about things, about how my money is spent and everything. So when somebody else come out and asks the same question, they feel offended. They don't feel that, no, why would this person just talk to this person like that after all? Because they feel somehow they are under the payroll of that person, of that politician. So it's easy for them. But January is around the corner. So by January, when you now pay tax, they deduct it like back from your account. That is when you now begin to reason. That's when you get some sense. You understand? You get some sense when money is being deducted from your account. Said it's for your tax. That's when you begin to, you wake up. People like this wake up and begin to ask questions. They'll begin to ask the right questions. You understand? They'll begin to ask the right questions. May God help us in this country. May God help us.